back to another episode, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you spending some time here with me today. In the video, we are doing tight ends and defenses. I have the top 15 tight end options for week 2, as well as the top 12 options on the defensive side of the ball, so we can make sure you guys get the best lineups possible to crush your opponents in week 2. Now, before we get into the names, the stats, and all the fun, as always, guys, I would greatly appreciate a like on the video and a subscription to the channel. It helps me out so very much, and I cannot thank my current subscribers enough. Could not do this without you guys. Keep an eye out as well for all of my ranking videos. I am dropping content Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays sometimes too. I have all your positions covered. I do buy sells as well to help you with trades. Everything you need, Relentless Press provides. So like and subscribe so you do not miss a thing. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into tight ends. Nothing crazy to start it off here. At number 1, I have Travis Kelce on Thursday night. He's at home against the Chargers. Another week for Kelce, another overall tight end 1 finish. It never gets old. Unless you're facing him, of course, and then it kind of sucks. To 2, I have Darren Waller. He gets Arizona at home, and the targets here are probably not always going to come now that Davante Adams is in town, but we take the production that he gave us last week, and Adams makes Waller's life so much easier as well. So it's a loss, but we get the win in the end. To 3, it is Mark Andrews. He's got a home matchup with Miami. And last week, Lamar kind of spread it around a little bit more than at least I anticipated. But Andrews is his dude at the end of the day, and I expect double-digit targets in this game against the Finns. My 4th ranked player is Kyle Pitts, traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams, and well, that was not exactly what managers were hoping for when they drafted him. Pitts struggled, catching just 2 out of the 7 balls that were thrown his way in week 1, but do not panic, better days are ahead. Rounding out my top 5 is Dalton Schultz in that home matchup with Cincinnati. And meet Cooper Rush's new best friend, ladies and gentlemen. Schultz is going to see a ton of low quality looks, but we're gonna buy the volume with him. My 6th ranked player and shooting up my rankings is Robert Tonyan. He gets the Bears at home. And let's face it, Aaron Rodgers has trust issues. And all of those seem to lie in the wide receiver room. Enter Tonyan, who is going to get fed plenty against the Bears. At 7, I have Dallas Goedert with a matchup at home against my Vikings. Now, you have to love the efficiency here on a day where A.J. Brown absolutely crushed everyone in front of him. Goedert doesn't have a ton of touchdown upside, but he is still going to see plenty of high-quality opportunities. At 8, I have Pat Freiermuth. He gets New England at home. Catching half of your targets isn't exactly great, but it's certainly not surprising when you have Mitch Trubisky at the helm. Freiermuth was still able to pick up where he left off from last year, and he's looking like the number 2 target in that Pittsburgh passing attack. At 9, I have TJ Hockenson. He sees the Commanders at home, and the 7 targets that he received in week 1 were certainly good to see, but the production was not what we were looking for. However, if these Lions can continue to put up points on offense, Hockenson is going to be just fine this year. Rounding out my top 10, I have Zach Ertz in a home matchup with the Vegas Raiders, and he was another victim of the Cardinals' offensive implosion in week 1. He was basically non-existent before his garbage time touchdown. Now, that did save managers' days, but it is not too encouraging for the future. I think he restores hope a little bit here. Dawson Knox is next. He's my 11th ranked player against Tennessee, and we should get used to this kind of production from him, folks. There are enough weapons in the offense in Buffalo that unless Knox can fall into the end zone, he may be hurting your lineup. However, the Titans present a good opportunity for him to hit pay dirt. The last tight end one that I have for you guys at number 12 is Alberto. That's what we're going to call him because I am not even taking a chance at that name. He was just a few inches last week from scoring, and that would have given him a top 10 performance as a tight end. Maybe next time he crosses the goal line, but either way, you have to love the looks that he is getting in that Denver offense, even though it didn't look great against the Hawks. 13 sees Hunter Henry. He matches up with Pittsburgh. And we can chalk this game up basically to a horrendous Patriots week 1 offense. They looked filthy. Pittsburgh is going to apply pressure in this one, and with only a little time to throw it, I think Mac Jones goes back to his trusty safety blanket underneath. Enter Henry. At 14, I have Tyler Higbee in a matchup with Atlanta at home, and he saw 11 targets in week 1. Allen Robinson apparently is not ready to play with this offense yet, and until that changes, Higbee is going to be a solid play for you guys. Atlanta at home means plenty of scoring chances as well. The last tight end on my list is Gerald Everett, another Thursday night player. It is great to see him being utilized immediately. He is going to be even more a staple in this offense this week because Keenan Allen is likely going to miss it. This is a great time to remind you guys that I will answer any question or comment that I receive. So if you have any, please drop them down below, and I promise I will get back to you in a reasonable amount of time. And now let's head into defenses. In for my number 1 defense are the Buffalo Bills in that matchup at home against Tennessee, and I just fully expect the Bills to continue this type of rampage all season long. And if they can make the Rams offense look like a peewee squad, then what are they going to do against a team who couldn't even get over 20 points against the Giants? It's probably not going to be pretty. At 2, I have the Cleveland Browns at home against the Jets, and the Bengals against Dallas is my 3rd ranked defense of the week. Spoiler alert, this Cooper Rush kid is not it. Cincinnati is going to have a fire lit under them after their loss last week, and I think they take it out on Dallas. To 4, it's the 49ers defense against Seattle. They're going to be happy to play in a real football stadium this week. At number 5, and rounding it out, is the Broncos at home against Houston. And kind of ditto to the Broncos, who just lost a game that no one thought they would lose. They have to get right quickly in the best division in football, and the Texans provide a great opportunity to do just that. To 6, it is the Rams. They get Atlanta at home. I think they rebound. And at 7, I have the Steelers taking on New England. Now, the Steelers are probably not going to force 5+ turnovers this week, but after New England struggled to get anything going in week 1, I have no faith that they're going to be able to move the ball against a still elite defense. To 8, it is the Colts traveling to Jacksonville, and I have the Packers at 9 against Chicago at home. The last defense in my top 10 is going to be the Bucs. They travel to New Orleans, and this is likely going to be a low-scoring affair, and honestly, either defense from this game is going to be a decent option. I, however, will give the nod to the team that has Brady, even if he looks like he's trying to solve a Rubik's Cube when he plays against the Saints defense. My 11th ranked team are the Baltimore Ravens. They get Miami at home. And at 12, it's the Patriots against Pittsburgh. Najee Harris probably plays, but he could be a little worse for wear. I have the Saints defense against the Bucs at 13, and my 14th ranked defense are the Miami Dolphins traveling to Baltimore. And do you remember what happened last year? Well, one of my subs did, and he's got a very good point. Miami basically murdered the Ravens last year in prime time, so there is certainly hope that they could repeat that performance. The Panthers defense I have at 15, and the team they're playing, the Giants, I have at 16. I think this game is featuring a couple decent floor defenses both ways. I don't think either team here dominates, but the play is also not going to lose you your week with a goose egg either. It is the safest play in this range by far. And that will round out today's video. Please drop questions down below for me. I will get back to you. Remember that a like and a subscribe is so very helpful and appreciated. We're trying to get to our first 500 subscribers, and you can be a part of that. So click the button and help me out. This is Relentless Press. I am your host, Abraham Opatz, and we will see you next time.